Welcome back to Younger MMA. This is episode 2 of your guide through the dystopia. And today I want to focus on creativity. So I'm constantly on here laying out my philosophy of basically how to cultivate, you could say how to cultivate energy within yourself, but what we're looking for is to feel at peace. So you could just say that living in accordance with the nature, or the laws of nature, and it's more than just taking care of yourself, but I've heard it said that every day you should earn your keep on Earth. That's kind of what this series and what this philosophy that I'm trying to lay out is really about. It's how to take action to actually feel at peace and aligned with what I started calling on this channel the good. So the good in the world. And I personally believe in God. If you don't believe in God, you can still think about everything I'm about to say. But I believe that one of the greatest things in life is creativity. And it's weird to me when people don't see themselves as creative, because I just think it's human. So even if you're not some artist, even though technically everything is art, every creation is art, but if you're not like a musician or a writer or whatever, creativity just means creating and manifesting and putting things in the world that weren't there before you put it there, before you created it. And also it's great creativity is self-expression. So that's why I liked working out when I first started working out, which led me to fighting, was that it was a way for me to express myself. And the thing about creativity is you can have things like writer's block. So you can have times where the good ideas are not flowing and you can't be as creative as you usually can. And on this channel, this philosophy I'm laying out literally fixes that. So if you follow this path of suffering for the future, you start to get momentum from doing that, and then that in itself becomes pleasurable. So you start off thinking about, the result. So like when I was a kid and I first started lifting weights, I didn't really think I was going to enjoy it. I just thought I wanted to build muscle. And then eventually I honestly didn't give a shit about building muscle. And I just wanted to go to the gym and just do that because it was a part of who I am and it's part of how I express myself. And so creativity, in my opinion, comes from that energy that you build up when you do good things. And let's not get all philosophical and sit here and debate good versus not good. Okay, because taking care of yourself is better than not taking care of yourself. And aligning with nature and aligning with, in my opinion, God, but if you don't believe in God, just try to still hear what I'm saying. The good in the world, aligning with it is a constant thing, and you're walking around with like an aura that is consisting of, your energy, and your energy is only made up of your actions, like over time. Yes, your thoughts, but in my opinion, thoughts only really gain weight when you sit there and dwell on them and let them fester. I think thoughts kind of just come and go. So you're walking around with this energy, which is your energy, and it is made up of all your decisions. And thoughts matter, but let's just go with your decisions and the intent behind them. So your actions and the intentions behind them. So when you build up enough energy, you will have creativity. And then when you let that deplete because you've been taking the instant gratification route too much, now you have too much of that negative energy, your creativity will leave you. So I grew up writing. I've always written fiction, and I started having writer's block when I was around 15, so 10 years ago. And I only started getting ideas again, so I only cured the writer's block when I was pretty deep into fighting, kind of recently. It took years, though. It wasn't like 6 months of training and it was cured. It was like years. And I believe that it's correlated. I think that something I did physically with martial arts caused me to cure my writer's block. And when you listen to people talk about like demons or even archons in Gnosticism, like there's this reoccurring theme of they can't create, like they don't have that ability. Like in the Bible, when it says that we are created in God's image, I believe that maybe part of what that means is that if God can create, so can we. So God gave us free will and the ability to create. And that's probably the most sacred thing that we have. Which is why people are so repulsed, by like transhumanism. Like when Peter Thiel is out here talking about trying to merge humanity with machines, that's a creepy idea to a lot of people. And a lot of people, I think, don't really know why it's creepy. They're just creeped out by it, just innately. But if you think about it, it's creepy because it would remove what is human from us. If you took away our creativity, if you took away that spark, like what would we really be, And so when I call this guide, when I call this series a guide through the dystopia, I'm really just saying that focusing on these things will be the light for you. It's easy to get lost in the darkness. There's a lot going on, but guys, there was a lot going on in 2020, and if you made any progress with your life since then, I want you to think about what would have happened if you let the things that were going on in the world just stop you because you're like, oh, well, the world is going to end soon, so I'm just not going to even going to pursue it. Well, that's what's happening right now. Yes, there's a lot going on in the world, but you have to focus on the light. You have to be creative. You have to try to express yourself in some way. Even if you're just some guy that does handyman work and you just know how to carve stuff out of wood and you just start making carvings, like I don't care. Just, you have to express yourself. It's part of being a human. And I'm telling you, if all you're doing is just getting done the things that are necessary and then numbing out, you can only do that so long before you feel that good energy I always talk about, the good. It'll leave you, and it takes a while, but when it's gone, you're like, oh my God, I never wanted to know what that feels like.